Hey all, I wanted to do a quick video on the importance of safety when it comes to lithium batteries altogether. Not even the LiPo 4 are really that safe. I mean, they won't flame up that I've seen, but they do get hot to the point where they melt, and if they touch something else that is combustible, it will burn. This cell here is a 3.2 volts or 3.6 volt 20 amp hour LiPo 4 battery that I had in my large pack. That last week I noticed that it was starting to drop in capacity. When you would charge it up, it would go to 3.6 volts cutoff, and then over time as it sat, it would drop down to 3.4 volts, and it would keep dropping over the next couple of days after you charged it. I tested the BMS, it wasn't that. So what I found out after I took the battery out and it was sitting, was going about my business, and all of a sudden I heard this pop. I'm like, what is that? And it started venting, and apparently the positive shorted out inside the battery. As you can see, the melt marks here. But luckily I did it outside the battery bank of batteries, and I basically ran it up the stairs and threw it out. So I don't know if it's internally damaged, like there is a little bit of a mark there from sitting on a bolt in the bike. It could have been damaged there, but it did short internally. As you can see, the post is actually moved. So I'm lucky I got it out of the house, because it vented for a good hour and it got pretty hot. A good thing to do is when you have to store any type of batteries, any lithium-based battery in your house, make sure you have a fire extinguisher nearby, or have an escape route. If you can get it out of the house when it's shorting out or on fire, then try it. But if you can't, then just throw it in something steel, or use a fire extinguisher. But I lucked out with this one because I just happened to be standing here at the time. But this would have been pretty bad if it was sitting down here smoldering on its own on a wood bench. Could have melted any plastic here. Not to mention the stink that when it came from this thing would have been pretty bad, because it was venting for hours outside. Like, I mean, violently venting. So I figured I'd show that. The cell's about 3 years old now, and it was just last week, the last couple of weeks, it started showing signs of dropping in capacity. So internal shorted. I called that one anyway. Later, guys.